Hey guys, Harry here, back with another Bricklaying vlog. It's part 3 on the boundary wall, garden wall, whatever you want to call it. And today, we're gonna talk about a few different methods I've got. I'm gonna set up for next week on Monday. So I'm recording this on the Sunday. I'm going to talk about a few things when it comes to these boundary walls. I'm going to change how I build them. Because I've got a lot on. I've got a lot of these boundary walls. There's probably more to come soon. Different sites. New beginnings and all that with labour coming on the Monday, and it's the first time in about 2 years where I'm changing the way I work in a sense. So I'm getting here a bit earlier. So I'm not going to be the after 8 bricky anymore. I'm going to be, the after 7 bricky. I'm going to get there, ideally try to get to site for 7, 7:15. Not too early, not ridiculously early, but that's 7:15. Just get a little bit in front, get a little bit more organised. Even though I've prided myself in the last couple of years of getting super organised, compared to how I used to be. I'm going to change my working practices a bit. As you can see here, I'm working solo obviously in these clips, as you all know. But obviously, when the bricks get to the last, 3 stacks high, I'll just stack them right back up again. Back to waist height. I go from double stacks of 6 to single stacks of 6. This is all stuff I'm going to have to teach the new Hoddy on Monday. He's not done it before, but he's been on site dry lining and doing a few bits and bobs. So it's dead easy. It's all about how you set it up, how you organise the job. At the end of the day, you just need another set of hands to do it for you. You know what I mean? If you organise everything, get the bricks dropped where they need to be. That's the biggest thing actually I want to talk about as well. Forklift drivers, fucking love them. We need them. They're the key to making money on site. If you've got a crap forklift driver, you're not going to make any money no matter what the prices are. And the biggest thing that is it's not really talked about in the bricklaying world is getting your gear in the right place, whether that's on the right loading bay if you're on some plots, in the right order, and in the right position. And the big thing one-on-one that can really fuck your day up is getting your gear too far away. Especially on these boundary walls, you want your pack of bricks and tub dropped as close to the wall as possible, even if it's in your way. Even if it's in the way of a panel that needs loading out, load that pack of bricks at the other side and then get another pack behind it and then load that one, where it needs to be. Get your gear right where it needs to be. And then especially if you've, got a new labourer starting, or you get through quite a few labourers if you're a big gang, you can easily say, right, your pack of bricks is there, you want to load them there. Literally you're walking a few feet. As you can see, my pack of bricks, I wasn't there when that one was dropped, but it was dropped in the right fucking right place. You can see it's on the cockle. Lucky I'd loaded most of that pack out now. Obviously I did most of that on Thursday. But on Monday when we turn up at the other job, I'm going to get there early. Make sure there's some mortar. Like I said last video, because the silos were due to be filled on Friday when I left. And then if there isn't, we're going to go to another job, because I told him not to rush on the Monday. I said we're learning the ropes. Learn how everything's done. End of day, I can make my money on my own. I don't need anyone to help me make my money. I just need someone to make my life easier. And in turn, I'll lay more bricks, make his wage, and maybe a little bit more if he's good. So, at the end of the day, sometimes, having a labourer, obviously, it's not for everyone. Some people like working solo. Sometimes, you even make a little bit less money on certain days than working on your own. But it makes your life a hell of a lot easier, and that's what, hod carriers are there for, to make your life easier. And if they get really good, they're going to make you some money by being, if they get in front, on the ball, getting quick, up to speed. That's when you start making, good money out of having a hod carrier. And especially when you get a more bigger and bigger work, plots, pairs of plots, Sometimes on a small single plot, a small detached plot, it's easy for them to, you know, load out in front. But when you get to pairs of plots or really big intricate houses, you know, lots of different types of gear, getting them to get the window formers, etc. like that, that's advanced shit really, because I've not found a lot of labourers who I can send to, or I've really ever sent to a cabin to get me something and they've got the right thing, you know. So that's, when they can get to that stage, you're on a winner. So anyway, obviously here, doing pick and dip again, I had a few comments on the last video. I've only just uploaded it, not an hour since, and a few people said, why am I working backwards? It's just easier with this method of pick and dip. As you can see, when I have to work forwards, I have to turn, because I'm left-handed. I have to turn to do my spread a lot of the time, and I find it easier to go backwards for the first 10 or 12 course, and then I find it easier to go forwards after that. But I mix it up depending on if it's long spread or how the wall's running. Like today, I was running from obviously this corner. I'm just obviously finishing off that last few course from last video, and I was running from the corner to the profile. So I always find it best, you know, you can do it either way, but I always find it easier to work from your corner side than from your profile side, because then you can get your joint side, you know, you can even your joints out. Something I was trying to do today, obviously, I had to, there's a few times I clipped a brick, just, you know, to make it fit nicer with different, you know, these brick sizes these days, you know, they're just coming off a production line, they're not super accurate, the sizes, they can be all over, they can be within 10 mil some bricks of each other in the same pack. So yeah, also got a new profile set up in the works. I got a lad called Ryan left us a comment, shout out to Ryan, telling us about how he builds these walls, and he puts a profile at the back side of the pillar, which I've actually done before many years ago, and you can run in the 9-inch wall overstringing the pillar. And it's very similar to what I do when I run in 2 panels at once and I run the overstring the middle pillar, except I'm not putting the profile on the internal of the up to the pillar. I'm putting it at the other side, so I'm sort of lining my getting a level, lining it through, and just putting a dead man profile on the far side. Obviously requiring you to do the similar technique I use with the F clamps at the moment, where I put it under the bed joint and then I have to remove a brick afterwards, you know. So after I've done 4, 5, 6, 7, even 8, 9 course, however the motor's going, when it starts stiffening up a bit, everything's hardened up, and I get to jointing stage, I tap that brick out, get my, you know, so I can get my F clamp out, and then you know, carry on from there, like I do with these, with obviously this profile here that's internal. So instead of doing it like this, you clamp it on the other side like you would when you would be doing sort of clamping your profiles on for doing block work or something like that, but you're overstringing your 9-inch wall. And he proposed doing a big corner, but with these walls how they are, the panels are only, I think this is the longest panel, this was 16 bricks long, I think, or 16 or 17 bricks long, and the rest of the, maybe even less than that to be quite honest, but the rest of the panels are about 13 bricks long. So I think that's going to be better to just string the, you know, pull the full panel in, internal profile to, you know, external overstring profile, and then I'm going to have me two, I've got 6 profiles, but I'm going to bring me 2 light aluminium ones that are a bit shorter, and I'm going to put them on my front 2 4-inch bits of the pillar to, you know, build the front part of my pillar, so I can do the same idea, sort of run my 10 course in from the profile. I might work backwards again, to be quite honest. I might start by tailing my pillar around, you know, similar idea. I might tail a few more bricks out this time, since I'll have a 9-inch wall to tail up to as well, and then so that might actually hold my string line instead of having to actually put a profile on. And then I might even put the 6-foot level that I very rarely use on these now. With the length of the panels, you can get away with a 4-foot to keep leveling your work. Might put the 6-foot up to take another plumb point away, and then just, you know, decrease the amount of level work really. And then we're building it all in one go. So we're building, you know, all the way up to full height, because we've got a profile to run to. We're not having to do any toothing action like I did on this pillar. I ended up doing a two bricks, I think, something like that, to get it to full height. Whereas with this method, I won't have to do any toothing, I don't think. and then we'll be doing more running to a line, and that'll be more beneficial if lads are getting all my gobbo and all my bricks, because it shouldn't be too hard, it shouldn't be too hard to get to load out 1,000 bricks and empty 2 tubs of mortar over a full day. It can be a big ask for some people, and my old man was struggling. He did have to pace himself a lot doing it, and he used to sometimes put the buckets right next to the boards instead of tipping them on, so that added a lot of labour intense to me. But hopefully he pulls through and he'll be all right with it. But with the heat, I'm not expecting a lot, to be fair. I'm expecting us to get a full tub in, and then I might put half a tub in after snap. So we should easily smash a full tub in if this site has mortar, and then we'll have a snap. And then my plan is, depending on how I'm feeling, put half a tub in, just cover his money and get off early, really. The heat, it's been really getting to me. I've not got anything done this weekend. All I've sort of been doing is managing to get Tesco meal deals from the shop when I can't be asked to cook anything. I've stopped drinking as well. I had a drink on Thursday, and on Thursday night after this video, because I'd done 3 days without having a drink, and then I had about 4 or 5 beers on that night, 4 or 5 bottles, and then I had a drink since. So we're on Friday, Saturday, we're on Sunday now, and I've not had a drink, and that's really good for me, because obviously I wasn't, I was like a semi. I was getting to the point where it was kind of getting a bit excessive, drinking 2 or 3 bottles every night. Might not be a lot, but to me, I never really were a big drinker. I drank quite a bit when I was in my late teens, early 20s, but like ever since I've had our young'un for like 2 years, I've hardly drank, and it was getting a little bit more than usual. So I'm now taking 4 or 5, at least five days in between having a drink, and that's having just a couple, literally a couple. Not, and I haven't been drunk in, last time I got drunk was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So it's something that I was finding affecting recovery, not helping with my weight, with I'm holding on to my weight a bit more. So hopefully with this reduction in calories from the booze, I'll be on my way to dropping to back under 17 stone at least. I'm about 19 and a bit now, so I want to be back at 17 stone ideally. 110 kilo, 105 kilo, be nice. Just make it easier. So I think a lot of it were a bit of physical stress with work. I was struggling to keep up with the demands on the site, what they wanted me to do, because we were dropping to jobs, doing 2 or 3 days, finishing off a job that they needed doing, and then rushing to another site, and then like making sure I were organising everything to work on my own on days, and I was struggling solo, to be fair. Like today we're dead smooth. This was dead smooth, but not every day goes like this. I could probably count on one hand as smooth as these days go, to be quite honest. But on my own, we're going to be turning out a bit more work when we're out now at New Labour, full time as well, because you underestimate. I were only having my old man for 3 days a week, and now we're going to 5 days a week. Obviously, because I do a full day on a Friday, so 5 days a week. Production will be upped by probably 25% on the days, more than when my dad were with me. Probably at least 25%, if not more. And then obviously production's up by 50% on the days, obviously on them extra 2 days. So we're probably going to be doing an extra day's worth of work almost, with the increase in speed and efficiency and that. And that's what it's all about, being one-on-one. That's what makes it so good for making money, is the efficiency side. And it's just something that you don't get with bigger gangs, unless you're really in tune with each other. So that's what's gonna make the difference. And I'm not one of these to try and meet the demands of site agents and stuff, but it has limited me. It has limited the type of work I drop onto, because I am sort of I was a solo bricklayer for a lot of the time. So it limits you getting on plots, because they don't want you just one bricky on a plot. And they always, and your speed gets hindered. Obviously, your speed drops off on a Thursday, Friday, so you're not getting as much done. And hopefully, if You know, for the type of work I get on some more consistent work, because I'll not be doing remedials much longer. You know, they've been paying us fair enough, but at the end of the day, you know, it has its merits. You know what I mean? I'm not going to complain on that side, but you know, I'm not a fan of this moving jobs all the time now. It's getting to the point where it's just getting a bit too much hassle. It's disrupting personal life more than anything, because I'm having to change. You know, getting in later. You know, it's just stressful changing sites, dealing with different site agents. You don't want it all the time. So, you know, losing days. I've lost more days from shifting jobs, and I just want a stress-free working environment. And it is stressful changing jobs constantly. So it's something that I'm gonna demand to be settled on one site, or in the next I'm gonna say the next 3 to 4 months. Like as long as I've had this channel, I want to get settled on a site, or at least get a couple of plots and then move. You know, I want to be at least a couple of months on a job before moving, because it's getting tedious. It's getting tedious not having a home base to relax, you know, and having the work in front of you. It's getting tedious to organise stuff. And you know, when there's that much work where I'm living now, I live in Doncaster, and there's tons of work, you know, for Wimpys, you know, all sorts, Barretts, fucking loads. There's loads going off, and I shouldn't be fucking scrabbling about in this climate, really. You know, I should have just tons in front of me, and not be scrabbling, not be scratting. So I know there's a material shortage at the moment, which obviously we're feeling some of the effects. Obviously, I lost Friday. That's one day lost. But yeah, so that was just me jointing up. I sped it up a little bit because it gets a bit annoying watching me jointing. But obviously, we've got this will be something we'll be mitigating as well. Obviously, you can see me building quite a bit of a tail out here. Whereas I think on the next what I do, I think I'll be banging a profile up. To be quite honest, I think I will be putting a profile up. Not because I don't like building corners. It's because now I'm going to be getting. I'm going to dedicate myself to putting profiles on. I'm faster using profiles. I've seen it. I've seen how much faster I am. I'm laying. When I get the right profile setup going, I'm laying a couple hundred bricks more in a day easily, and that couple hundred bricks is paying labourer's wage. So if I can adapt my working practice, get it profile set on all the time, because I'm getting faster with them. You know, I'm getting faster. Like here, I'm building a big tail out here on the back side of the wall, where I could just clamp a profile on. I've got some stabilisers. I've got a stabiliser I could clamp on to the other side. A timber stabiliser. It's like a timber sort of T-square thing. Could clamp that on to the other skin. You know, profile up the internal like before. Away we go. You know, there's little things that I could speed my son up with, to be quite honest, and then we could just get rid of all this, you know, corner buildingness. You know, with it's all right when you're solo. Sometimes it's easier, but when you've got another lad with you, raring to go, and you know, constantly feeding your gear. Whereas like now, when I was with the old man, I was breaking off, setting boards up, setting brick stacks up, and then I was filling them boards up all at the time. And we just weren't having any gear loaded out in front, so I was flat starting every day. Every day we're a flat start. So anyone who knows who's in a gang, you know how detrimental a flat start is. So, you know, that's what I've been doing for the last 2 or 3 years, flat starting every day. Well, not every day, but a lot of days. Fucking more than's fucking acceptable. So that's the end of flat starts in 2021. That's my goal. No more flat starts. That's my goal. You know, this week's going to be a bit of a mixed up week. I think I'll be on a couple of different jobs because I've got to finish my walls I've built, because I've fucking built the easy bit. So but yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Probably put an internal up that pillar now. You know, instead of doing all this, Obviously, still going to be using my fixed bricks because they're versatile, man. I've not even told you this, but I dropped one down and all the other day, and I fucking stood on it and bent it, and then my old man reshaped it back into shape, and it works perfectly. It's fucking just as good as new. I bent one, absolutely fucked it up, completely fucked it up. I stepped on it, what an idiot, right? But my dad got it in his vice, straightened it back out, perfect. Yeah, you never tell it even broke. So even having the biggest punishment, you know, it's still salvageable and fixable. So yeah. What else can I talk about today? I've talked about a few things. Obviously, the profiles. That should speed things up. You know, it's a bit of an hobby of mine. You know, like getting there early. I know I made that video a while back about, you know, why I don't get to site after 8, and to be quite honest, you know, it still does rain true, a lot of the stuff I say, but, you know, it is circumstantial. Obviously, my circumstances have now changed. It is beneficial now with the amount of work I'm getting through to get there early and set up, because with pick and dip, with, you know, just being more organised, more experience, speed, you know, my speed increases a little bit per day, you know, a micro percentage. I'm probably getting through a lot more work than I was even about 3 months ago when I started the channel. Just by approaching things a bit differently. I'm working a tad bit longer these days now, obviously because of the because of my approach to bad weather now. I'm taking a more make hay while the sun shines approach. It's making more sense to me getting there earlier. So after 7 bricky, finish before 8 p.m. You know. Anyway, it still rains true what I said. But yeah. Also, you can see I put a bit of a I don't know if you can see this here, but I put a little bit of, I don't know who the fuck I'm talking to there, but I put a little bit of a little to get the pillar right up, which a lot of guys don't realise that, you know, I do this if the pillar's up to an house and you can't see it, but sometimes I do it when it ain't seen. I do a little bit of a bit of toothing action. I've done it before. I've been told off. I've been pulled for doing toothing before on a garage quite a few years ago, and I ain't done it since. But toothing is really effective for getting your corners up when you haven't got enough to tell around. I only tooth 2 or 3 bricks, like you saw, like 2 bricks. But I always, before the day's out, I always fill my tooths in, so make sure my tooths are all filled in, ready. So if anyone walks around, they don't see your tooth in all your brickwork. Now it does make it a tad bit weaker, obviously. But sometimes it's things you got to do to get stuff up, and the main thing with these walls is you want to get them up at least 22 course. So 22 course brings you to 1500, 1575, 1650 is 22 course. Ideally, you want to get to 1725, and then your 1800s your contrasting brick, and that's the height. I think that's the fucking gauge. Anyway, I'm fucking shit with my 75 times table. That's why I own a brick, mate. Yeah, I try to take these 22 course, 22, 23 course. I found that's the sweet spot now. I only do about 2 or 3 course off the milk crate now. I was getting to the point where I'm doing 5 or 6. I just reach a little bit higher now with a pick and dip. I've got a bit used to reaching more, a bit faster. I'm trying to test my sen, push my sen a little bit. Force my sen to get better as well. Because at the end of the day, although I have been earning good money and I'll continue to earn good money, there's always going to be circumstances where there isn't the work, or there's the weather takes a turn for the worst, and I want to really capitalise on when, I'll use the word capitalise. I really want to capitalise on when the weather's good and get as much done as I can while the weather's good, because I know how bad winters can be. I was lucky last winter. I got a lot of remedials. I was converting a show house into a normal house. I was doing a lot of remedials. I was rebuilding fuck ups that other gangs have made. You know, I got sorted out last winter with a lot of remedials, whereas now this year I'm trying to capitalise on the price work side. I'm not doing as many remedials. I don't plan on taking on as many because I just don't want to do it anymore, really. I just find it a ball ache. I don't enjoy it, to be quite honest. I don't enjoy doing remedial work, really. You know, me and my old man used to do it because he had all kit and, you know, he was patient with it and stuff. But now I'm here for production, not for messing about. I'm curious. I'm curious to see how everything goes with new labour. See how much my speed increases, because I know how much I do per day, and if I consistently start in 700 and 800 bricks every day, it's going to be an eye opener for me how much I've been slowing myself down by just not having a consistently good set of hands to help me. Old man will be doing a few guest appearances. He's not sacked. A few people take it piss out of me, saying I'd sack my old man on site. I haven't. He took some time off to heal his hip, and he's going to be back. He's going to be back when we need him. And probably if I get any private jobs, which I don't really plan on doing any private jobs because I find them a ball ache. I find just the whole idea of having to organise your fucking materials as well as the job a ball ache. Because it's just extra hassle. You know, you hear all this shit on Facebook, you go on Facebook and you look at these rates that they're paying for sites, and to be fair, a lot of them seem fucking fine. They seem good. And then you hear all the fucking guys are doing private jobs in the comments going, shit rates, shit that, you know, you're working for fuck all. And all these lads who get these private jobs, you know, they have one fucking decent job every fucking couple of months. They work fucking every hour in the sun to try and get it done to make the fucking money on it, and then they're back doing shit work for another fucking few months until they get another one. And you know, there is consistent private work if you're willing to do like your remedial stuff, like, you know, Stephen Alex brickwork and stuff like that. But the big extensions and the big money earning work, you know, you don't come across it fucking every week, every month. And this is what people don't realise. Yeah, they might earn fucking £400 a day or something, or £300 a day on some fucking private work one for a couple of weeks, and then that's it. They're back to doing whatever, earning fucking shit money because they probably can't cover the money on site because they'd be working on site, and they talk all this shit about the rates are fucking shit, I won't work on site and all that. But at the end of the day, you do what you feel fucking comfortable with, and you know, like, this channel's all site work really. I don't have interest in haggling with customers and trying to barter for work. I just ain't got time for it really. I'd rather just fucking turn up, get my fucking money in and go on. You know, I know how many bricks I can lay, I know how much work I can lay, how many blocks, etc. And I ain't got to fucking go hunting around for work. And that's the thing with, you know, with private jobs. You know, the hit and miss. You're getting day work, price work. You know, it's and it slows you down, if anything, because you're not always just bricklaying. You're doing other stuff. You're doing like digging footings, sorting, insulating. You know, removing brickwork, remedial stuff. You know, there's all sorts of stuff you're not doing other than brickwork. And in the long run, it slows you down a lot of the time. It slows you down, and you're not geared up for. You're not geared up for, you know, you're not honing your craft to where you can go on a job. Everything might not be perfect that day, but you can go on a job, you can earn a fucking good crust no matter what the circumstance. And that is what my goal is within the next year, to get to the point where anytime I pull my trowel out the box, there's going to be there's not going to be any doubt in my mind that we're going to get plenty done. To be fair, there ain't any doubt on my mind now, but we're just not having an optimised labourer with my dad. You know, we're a proper labourer. We're just, you know, helping me out. So I was in a bit of a two minds where I was doing too much carrying, and I'm just gonna try hone, you know, sort of optimise everything now, really. But yeah, sorry, my cat's making a cameo. Yeah, I know. Stop waking everyone up. Yeah, I know. Come here. Anyway, the heat's killing me, so I'm gonna get this video squared away. Thanks everyone for 900 subs. You know, this video was a little bit of an off-topic one. I don't know really what to call it. I want to call it optimize your performance. That's going to be the video, optimizing performance. So I'm going to do some more detailed profile setups, obviously, as well. I'm going to show you my internal setup. I don't own any timber clamps, like I said. I've just used F clamps. I use sort of everything and everything that a normal bricklayer would have hold of. You know, there's no specialist T clamps I use or anything like that. I'm going to do some more profile setups when I get a chance. A lot of the time it's just circumstance. If I've just got time to do it, I'll do it. And with this GoPro now, there's more opportunities for me to get, you know, different types of work on camera. Also, my gloves, I got a comment about my gloves as well. I thought I'd address them all while I can remember. These gloves are from eBay. I posted, they're, you know, the 20 a pack of, I got them as a pack of 12, I think. But they're, you know, just put in, you know, military lined work gloves or something. Military lined work gloves. I'll leave the name of them in the description so you can have a look. I just got them off eBay. They last about 2 or 3 days. Probably with no carrying, I'd get easily 3 days out of these with no carrying. I could probably see me wearing through these a bit quicker in winter. So, but you can get them if you buy them in like packs of 24 to 48 pairs. You know, you're getting them for like 60p a pair. So they're definitely value for money. They definitely beat the big thicker ones. The only time I'll be using the thick ones is the dead of winter. I do like the thick ones, but I'm finding these thin ones like a bit more. I can lay the brick a bit better. So it's something I've really never really talked about in my last few videos. But gloves do make an impact on your laying speed. That's why guys use no gloves who don't get on with them. So these thin gloves have definitely helped me, you know, lay bricks a bit more, you know, effectively. You know, whether it's sped me up that much or not, you know, it's just made it a little bit easier. A bit more control, you know what I mean? Sometimes that accuracy and that speed can come from more control more than anything. And obviously, you know, I'll be doing a similar idea. Obviously, once with future videos, I'll have some garage content coming again. Obviously, not built a garage in a while. I built 2 on this site. Obviously, I built them all in about 2.5 days each. So. They don't last very long, a single garage, but I've got a double garage to go at, and we're using perforated bricks on this other site. I've been promised it sometime next week, so not this week. I'm going to be working. I reckon I've got probably 2 or 3 days on this site, and then I've got a couple of 2 or 3 days on another site. So I reckon back end of next week we'll find out if I'm getting on this garage, and then. You know, we'll talk a bit about pointing. Hopefully I can get lad pointing up a little bit there. But it's not a big issue because the pointing side of things, I'm getting dead fast at pointing. And I'm experimenting with different styles of pointing now. I'm doing top and tailing, no top and tailing. You know, I'm doing a bit of selective top and tailing. So I'm just looking at ones that really do need top and tailing. I'm using sponge more often to get a better finish. I'm just trying to make, you know, I'm not trying to be as finicky with everything now. I'm going to try and limit wasted movement. So if I'm stroking bricks, trying to top and tail bricks that don't need top and tailing, especially in this hot weather, you know, a lot of the time the sponge or brush gets a lot of the top and tailing, and the type of brick makes a big difference. So I'm going to be trying, you know, optimizing stuff like that. Also. Hold on a minute. Oh, lad, sounds like he's choking. What are you doing? Archer! It's on fucking windowsill again. Oh, well. He'll be alright for a minute. Anyway, also, as well, I've got a new technique for building garages as well. To limit your pointing, I'm going to be doing big corners with the profile. So, profile on each side, and I'm going to be obviously using 4 profile setups. So profile on at each end, and then a profile running onto my pillar, and then obviously I'm gonna have 2 on my garage pillar, and then obviously 1 I'll be tailing out to, and then same again on the back, 1 on the back, 1 on the back, you know, back end of the garage, 2 on the back, you know, running in with a line, you know, building big rack backs up, 1 at a time with a line, you know, increasing, you know, I'm gonna aim for like, you know, half an hour per corner, then point obviously each corner as I go, back and front, myself, and then lad can get loaded out, and then you know, hopefully do 4 big corners in a day, all racked up, or you maybe even build the back and 2 big corners at each gable, and then run, you know, I'm aiming for a definite 2-day garage, pillars done, job lot. If I could do a 2-day normal garage, double garage maybe 4 days, 3 days maybe, you know, gable each day, and then a back, you know, 3 days for a double garage. Is that, I don't think that's much out of the question at all, so that should be quite good. You know, I'm trying to just optimise stuff really, because, you know, there's going to be times where I'm just not going to have the work in front of me, and I really need to optimise my working so I can get my money in a 3-day week. I know it sounds a bit excessive, like why would you want to earn all your money in 3 days, but if you can earn a living in 3 days, Jesus Christ, you're ahead of the game, because if you ever, you know, when you do get your 5 days in, you know, you're just optimising. You know, I can, you know, I'm at the situation now where I can, you know, make a good living in 3 days, but I want to get more consistently good in 3-day periods, and then it just takes the stress off. Money's covered in 3 days, you know, and then I can maybe start learning odd carrier, a few bits on trowel on the other days, you know, just change up the way I work things, and maybe expand the gang to get another apprentice or another lad. I'm not sure yet. But I'm, you know, there's a lot of new things are going to be coming soon. You know, I'm excited really actually to just try something different, to be quite honest. Have someone new working with me. My old man, you know, he's great. You know, he's my dad. He's fucking great. But he, you know, it was time for a change, and hopefully I'll help him heal his hip, and you know, and hopefully, you know, me getting up earlier just make me more productive at home as well. You know, I've not been able to really do much gaming this weekend because of the heat. My missus, she's downstairs, but I'm upstairs with our young'un, so he's not been liking this heat, and I've been, you know, with him, and then I just can't focus. I struggle to focus in the heat. That's why I struggle at work when it's hot. You know, obviously I just find myself plodding. I just don't get as much done. So this week I'm probably gonna maybe probably get 2 tubs and knock off, to be quite honest. I reckon if everything's set up right, I reckon we can use 2 tubs for 2 o'clock, and we'll be on his way home. So if I could do 2 tubs and just knock off, that would be ideal. That would be ideal, to be quite honest. But we'll see how everything goes. Might be 1.5 tubs. My aim is to just cover his wages, you know, earn about day work, you know, no more than 600. Like, I laid 600 on this day, and that was self-loading all my own bricks and gobbo. So if I could do 600, if I do 600 bricks, 550, 600, we out, and then knock off. You know, we'll save. You know, have a steady week. You know, if that's what I can do per day, have a steady week, and then start fresh on the next week when it's getting a bit cooler. So that's my plan. Shout out again to who I found his channel, Jack Gash, Hippie Bricky. He's fucking just started making a few Bricklaying videos, but he's been making these hippie videos for ages. He's like sort of thought-provoking, spiritual fucking videos and shit. But, you know, I find him quite interesting, actually. I think he's from Kirklees. I think he's from up north, where I was working in Kirklees the other day. Don't like to work there because it's fucking quite a way away from where I am. But I think he's Huddersfield way on, and I find his videos quite interesting. Some of the stuff he has to say, and he does BMXing as well. And I were an avid biker. I used to ride BMX quite a lot years ago, but obviously, you know, I've not ridden. I've still got a BMX in my garage, but We the People, but I don't have chance to ride it anymore because I'll end up killing my son because I was stupid on him. So yeah, Hippie Bricky, hopefully starts making videos. It'd be just another character to add to the scene, and a lot of the guys as well on YouTube as well. I want to mention this before we go. I don't know the real names, and I don't know how old they are. I know that the Tricky Bricky is called Adam, but I don't know how old he is. I know Changy. I don't know his real name. I just know him as Changy, and I think he's about 30 odd. And there's not enough. I want to see some more younger guys getting on YouTube. There's Izzy the Bricky, Izzy the Brick, I like to call him. He's on private work. He's looking to go on site, I think. So hopefully he'll make some more videos. I'm getting well into watching YouTube bricklaying now because I find a lot of the content on YouTube fucking boring. And there's just not much bricklaying content on YouTube now. And there's Collinson and his fucking gang, but that's all it's about, his gang. It's not really about, don't show you a different perspective, you know what I mean? There's only one narrative. It's either fucking live for it or fucking, that's it. It's either live for it or nothing. So, I want to see some different. I like Stephen Alex's brickwork video. His videos are, he's a fucking seasoned guy, bricklaying his whole life, and with his son. It's quite interesting, the dynamic. I like it, but I'd love to see Rodin Builds come back, and even if he I know he's not geared up at the moment with what's happened, but if he did some videos on site, it'd be fantastic to see just see what see some different stuff. I know that Stu Compton does a few videos as well with his old man. I think his old man's a window fitter, and he does some fucking window conversions and shit. He does a few jobs. I don't know what he's doing now. I think he did a bit of a stint on site, but he's stopped making videos really. There's a few guys, I think. Who else did I see the other day? Derby Brickwork. They're like another super gang. They could be really popular if they made actual proper videos instead of shorts. I don't know. There just seemed to be a bit of lack of content really, which I'm interested in because I like to see the private work stuff, but I also like to see some more site stuff. Tricky Ricky does some good stuff. I'd like to see just something different as well, though. I want to see some more like one-on-ones actually, to be quite honest, because it is a lot. There isn't a lot of one-on-one gangs these days. It does take some selective jobs to be able to get as a one-on-one. I saw an advertisement the other day around Warrington, Manchester way. It's obviously very far, very out of my range in Doncaster, Wakefield, Leeds area. But I was looking, they were advertising one-on-ones welcome and that, so that's nice to see. You see like, guys complaining about the rates and stuff on these bricklaying pages, but it's all about your gang size at the end of the day. If you're a 3 and 2 or a 4 and 2 or something like that, there's some big wage bills there. You're not always going to make money, but one-on-one you'll always make money, no matter what the rates. You can always make money, and I encourage anyone who has the opportunity to really give it a go and see how you find it, because it's not for everyone. You might some people get a bit fed up having it all on themselves, but sometimes like in my case, I've found it the only way I like to work now. It's definitely a more free, it's a more stress-free and relaxed way of working one-on-one, I'd say. But yeah, so that's the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the this little build. I'll tail this pill around. Next video we'll be running some more brickworking, so I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for 900 subs. We've smashed past that. Next stop 1,000, and I can't wait to see where this channel goes. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one.